Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, January 26. Agriculture Minister Pernell Charles Jr. says government is considering the temporary suspension of the import and additional stamp duties on leg quarters. It's part of mitigation measures being discussed to stave off increases in the price of poultry and related products. In Parliament Tuesday, Mr. Charles revealed that locally produced chicken prices have increased by 17% in the past year. The leading local supplier of poultry products has announced a 10% increase in their prices to take effect by month end. Increasing shipping costs have been identified for the continued hike in production costs and poultry on the island. Minister Charles Jr. says the temporary suspension in duties will allow Jamaicans to purchase the leg quarters at $160 instead of the current $360 per pound price tag.
Well, let me emphasize, Minister Clark, that this would be a temporary measure until local market recalibrates to normal levels where supply matches demand, as was successfully done before when the country faced a similar crisis.
In the meantime, the Agriculture Minister says affordable market options for inputs such as baby chicks and fertile eggs are being sought. Competition will be ramped up in the sector by incentivizing investment in local processing facilities. The ministry is also executing a robust program to promote the consumption of alternative local proteins to poultry, as well as the importation of canned protein items to meet the demand for meat. In the meantime, $50 million is being made immediately available to assist local poultry farmers. The funds are being provided by the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, and will go towards the purchase of feed, chicks, and medication.
We have heard the complaints of our farmers regarding the increased prices in fertilizers and the inability to secure baby chicks, among other things. And it is for this reason that I'm taking steps to immediately assist our farmers and provide well-needed relief in these most challenging times.
The Agriculture Minister says measures will be announced shortly to address the challenge with fertilizer. As government expands the zones of special operation, ZOSO, National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang says efforts to recruit new police officers will be ramped up this year. With 7 ZOSOs in operation across the island and another 25 communities qualifying for the security measure, Minister Chang says boots are needed on the ground, especially during the clear phase of the operation.
Jamaica does not have the human or capital resource and competence to carry out this type of operation in all of them at the same time, if we are to maintain the quality and integrity of the zone of special operation.
Minister Chang says the aim is to have a net gain of 900 to 1,000 new recruits per year until the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, reaches its full requirement of 14,000 officers. The police force is operating with between 10 to 12,000 members because of resignations, migration, and retirement. COVID-19 had stalled the recruitment process, but the National Security Minister assures that by the end of March this year, 1,250 new recruits will be added to the force, with more during the remainder of the year.
And in providing that body with requisite additional tools in terms of infrastructure and supporting transportation, communication, tele-equipment, we know we'll have significant impact on crime and violence in the community. You'll have more men to staff the specialized areas, from investigation and intelligence into straight geographical policing, where the community safety and safety branch can be operated.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness has announced that the ongoing COVID-19 containment measures will continue unchanged until the morning of February 11. In Parliament Tuesday, he said the nightly curfew will remain in place between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. the following day. All other COVID-19 management measures will continue for the 2-week period.
I hear the narrative, Madam Speaker, that the government has given up and abandoned COVID-19 management measures. That is absolutely not the case. All the measures, the curfew, the restrictions on gatherings, the requirements to wear masks, particularly indoors, to maintain physical distance, all remain in place. We have not, however, further tightened measures, as we know that would have had significant adverse impact on our economy and the livelihoods of Jamaicans who are already struggling.
Mr. Holness says reports from the Ministry of Health and Wellness indicate that while the daily infection rates remain high, the average number of confirmed cases week on week is trending downwards. Hospitalization rates are also declining and are at a much lower rate than the third wave of COVID-19 infections experienced last August. The clinical summary for January 25 showed 527 new confirmed coronavirus cases and 6 deaths. The local government elections that were postponed until February 27 this year will be further delayed until 2023. The postponement was agreed by the House of Representatives Tuesday following Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie tabling a bill seeking its delay. Minister McKenzie says the decision to defer going to the polls is in line with the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, which is currently in its 4th wave. According to the minister, more Jamaicans are now hospitalized than at the end of 2020, and the positivity rate is at 48%.
It is in that context, Madam Speaker, that the government has taken into consideration the existing health situation. With this new strain, Madam Speaker, the government believes that to hold an election within this period, that it would put the country at a greater risk with the 4th wave of COVID-19. It is at the forefront of the government's thinking, Madam Speaker, that we must do everything to protect the population.
The minister also gave the assurance that the government is still committed to having the next local government elections in the shortest workable time. Local government elections were last held in November 2016 and were due to be held in November 2020, but were postponed until February 2022. And finally, Hanover's parish capital of Lucy is to benefit from beautification exercises under the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development's Paint the City, Paint the Town project. The project forms part of government's plan to further develop rural Jamaica and will be executed over a 3-year period. During a recent tour of the town, Portfolio Minister Desmond McKenzie said Hanover was among 5 parishes chosen for the project. He said the towns and districts in the selected parishes would benefit from community employment, infrastructure, and other improvements.
Lucy will entail painting of the transportation centre, painting of the stalls in the market, painting the exterior of the market, painting the walls. They are going to be engaging private businesses. We're going to be painting the police station, the post office.
The minister says the project will also include building a recreational park in front of the Hanover Municipal Corporation building and renovating that area. Minister McKenzie is scheduled to officially launch the project for Lucy and Hopewell in Hanover on Wednesday, February 16. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.